Elections matter. They shape our lives. When we vote, we're choosing the people who will make decisions about our future, about our hospitals, about our schools, about our jobs. That's why it's so important to understand how politicians vote. Their voting record gives us a glimpse into their priorities. It shows us what they truly value. The Liberal National Party, or LNP, is one of the major political parties in Australia. They have a long history of representing certain interests and voting in specific ways. But what does that mean for you? What does it mean for your family? Let's take a closer look at the LNP's voting patterns and how they might affect your life. We'll delve into areas like the cost of living, energy, healthcare, and housing. We'll examine their positions on education, wages, and welfare. We'll also touch upon transparency and data protection. By understanding these patterns, you can make informed choices at the ballot box. This isn't about left or right. It's about understanding the impact of political decisions. It's about making sure your voice is heard. So let's dive in and see how LNP voting patterns could shape the future of Australia.
Let's be honest, we've all felt the squeeze of the cost of living lately. Groceries seem pricier, petrol seems to disappear faster, and those energy bills, don't even get me started. So what are politicians doing about it? The LNP often talks about easing the cost of living, but their voting record tells a different story. Take energy prices, for example. LNP members have consistently voted against capping gas prices. This means consumers are left vulnerable to the whims of the market. When prices skyrocket, our wallets feel the heat. Healthcare is another area where voting patterns directly impact our wallets. LNP members have voted to increase the price of subsidized medicines. They've also opposed expanding publicly funded dental care. What does this mean for families? It means digging deeper into our pockets to afford essential healthcare. It means delaying vital treatments because of the cost.
We all want the best for our kids. We dream of a good education for them, a secure job, and maybe even owning their own home one day. But is the Aussie dream becoming harder to achieve? LNP voting patterns suggest it might be. Let's talk about education. LNP members consistently voted to increase the indexation of HECS help debts. This means graduates start their working lives saddled with even more debt. It's a heavy burden that can impact their ability to buy a house, start a family, or even pursue their dream career. And what about the housing market itself? It's tough out there, especially for young people. The LNP has consistently voted against measures to make housing more affordable. They've also opposed federal action on public housing. This makes it harder for first-time buyers to enter the market. It also leaves vulnerable Australians struggling to find safe and affordable housing.
When we connect the dots of LNP voting patterns, a clear picture emerges. They tend to favor free market solutions. They often emphasize individual responsibility over government intervention. While there's nothing inherently wrong with these ideas, it's important to consider their impact on everyday Australians. LNP policies often prioritize short-term gains over long-term solutions. This can leave us vulnerable to economic shocks and global changes. Their focus on business-friendly policies can sometimes come at the expense of workers' rights and environmental protections. It's about finding the right balance. The LNP believes in smaller government and lower taxes. This might sound appealing, but it often translates to cuts in essential services like healthcare, education, and social welfare. These cuts can disproportionately affect the most vulnerable members of our community. Ultimately, understanding LNP voting patterns is about empowering yourself. It's about making informed choices that reflect your values and aspirations for the future of Australia. So stay informed, ask questions, and make your voice heard at the ballot box.